Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are at day 2 of the January daily LeetCode challenge and we again have a medium question in front of us. Okay, let's see what this question is. It's again something very simple, but still it is marked as a medium because of the time complexity. If you see here, that is the range in which the input is going to come, the length of that, the range for that. If you see, it's somewhere near to the medium level question. That's why they've given it as a medium level question. But again, it's very simple. Let's see how it works. It's question 2599. Count vowels, strings, and ranges. So if you see here what we are given a words array and we are given a queries array. Okay, now let us see what we have to do. So before that, I'm just giving you an example of what we have to do. Just see here, if a word starts and ends with a vowel. Okay, what are the vowels? These are the vowels. Okay, any word that starts and ends with this, we'll have to count those. Okay, so as you can see here, it starts and ends with a, so that means it's something that we're interested in. Okay, similarly, if you talk about this doesn't start with a vowel, so we are not considering this, something like that. Okay, now let's see the question. So you are given a zero indexed array of strings words and a 2D array of integers called queries. Each query, okay, has two parts. There is L and R. Okay, asks us to find the number of strings present in the range L and R, both inclusive, of words that start and end with a vowel. Look, if you see here, for example, 0, 2, it means that you will have to go to index 0, starting from index 0, you have to go till index 2, and in this range, there are how many words which starts and ends with a vowel. Okay, you'll have to count and you have to return that as the answer. Okay, that is the question. Return an array of answer of size same as that of the query's length, where answer of I is the query, that is it is the answer for the ith query. Okay, now they're giving the definition of what are vowels. So let us see the example one first. As you can see here, if you talk about the first query, okay, it talks about index 0 to index 2. See, if I'm highlighting the index 0 till index 2, both inclusive. Now if you see the first word, that is ABA and ECE, these are the only two words which start and end with a vowel. So for that reason, the answer for this is going to be 2. Okay, now let's talk about the other question, other query, 1 to 4. Okay, so what is 1 to 4? I'm at 1, 2, 3, and 4, so this whole, right? Now if you talk about this, ECE is following it, double A is following it, and single E is also following it. So there are three words in this range which are starting and ending with a vowel. So for that reason, the answer for this is 3. Okay, fine. Now coming to the last, here the both L and R are same. Okay, so what is that? 1. So if you talk, this is the one, right? It doesn't start with a vowel, so no need to check for the ending. So we can simply write as 0. Okay, just remember one thing: it has to start with the vowel, at the same time it has to end with a vowel. Okay, that start and end with a vowel. Okay, it's not or, it's and. It has to start with a vowel, it has to end with a vowel. Okay, you can go through other examples. Okay, and if you see, L is always going to be less than or equal to R. Okay, there will never be a case where L is greater than or equal to R. What is L basically? When I say L, I'm talking about this. You see this 0 and 2. So the idea here is this one is called L, and yeah, and this one is called R. So always L has to be less than or equal to R. So that is something that you can rely on because it's given in the constraint. Okay, now coming to the solution for it, we are going to use the prefix-sum method. I will show you how it looks here. First, I will calculate, like I will create array, okay, initializing all the values with 0. Then in whichever word I see that it is starting ending with a vowel, I am going to mark 1 for that particular index. Okay, so now I have done that. Now I'm going to do a prefix sum this side. Okay, how I'm going to do the prefix sum, like something like that. What you have to do, that is take any value and add the previous value to this value. Okay, that is, if I will start from index number 1, I will add the previous index value to the current index value. Okay, so here it will become 0 plus 1. Okay, now you see it is becoming 1. Similarly for this, what you have to do, take 1 and add the previous values prefix sum, that is 1, so it will become 2. Okay, now take this value, add the previous values prefix sum, that is 2, so it will become 3, right? And similarly here, take 1 and add 3 to it, so it will become 4, right? So if I can show you how it is being done, this is how it is being done. I'm creating a set which has all the vowel words, that is vowel characters. I'm calling a prefix sum array whose length is n, for which I am storing, yeah, all the values are initially 0, its range is n, right? And then I am going through all the words. Then if a word starts with a vowel and ends with a vowel, okay, this is how I'm checking. Remember, in Python, if you write -1, it basically means the last character, and similarly if you write 0, it means the first character, right? First index and last index. If both of them are starting with both of them are vowels, you have to simply do prefix sum is equal to 1, and then we are going to start the real prefix sum. So what a real prefix sum means? Real prefix sum means that for every current index, you will add the previous index value to it. Okay, so this with, if you have to take this and the previous index value, and you have to add it in the current index value. Okay, so after doing this, it looks something like this. Okay, this is the output of that. Now what we are going to do, now we can get the answer. Okay, so if you see this, what this tells me, that if you talk about this index, okay, let me talk about this index. So what this tells, if I come here, if you see from this index onwards, that is from here towards its left, there are two words, that is from this word onwards and towards its left, there are two words which has which starts and ends with a vowel. Okay, which are they? This is the one, and this is the one that is conveyed by this fact. Okay, that's why it is 2. Now, how to interpret this value in terms of our question? See here, I'm going through each of the queries. I'm calling L and R as I and J. Okay. Now, if I is equal to 0, then it doesn't make to use the prefix sum. Okay, because if I is 0, I this I is 0 means, see, ideally what you do, you have to do I minus 1. Okay, that is you have to take prefix sum of J minus prefix sum I minus 1. But since I itself is 0, there is no I minus 1 here. For that reason, I will only take prefix sum of J. Okay, if it is not J, that's if I is equal to not 0, then you can take I minus 1. Okay, why we are taking I minus 1? See, the logic here is, it each index here, see, this particular value tells me, including current index and towards the left, how many values are there which has, how many words are there which starts and ends with a vowel. Okay, now they are saying that both L and R are inclusive. Okay, both L and R are inclusive. If you see in this example, yeah, if you see 1 and 4, are both of them are inclusive. So even 1 is included in our answer, right? So for that reason, we are taking from 1 minus 1, which is 0th index onwards. Okay, so whichever is your L, we have to take L minus 1 onwards. Okay, so in this case, because L we are writing as I, so I'm doing I minus 1 onwards. Okay, so this is how it will be. Finally, we are calculating the answer and we're returning it. So let me quickly done this and show you how it looks. So yeah, this is how it is looking. Before submitting, you can just comment out the outputs, that is the print statements, and then you can submit. Now coming to the Java solution for the same, we are doing exact same thing in the Java also. You should see here, yeah, we are declaring a prefix sum array, okay, and we are capturing the length and of both, okay. That is, if n is the length of the words, m is the length of the queries. Okay, I'm creating a prefix sum array whose length is n. Then I'm creating a set called vowels, in which I'm storing the these characters which are known as vowels. Okay, I'm storing these characters firstly. But see, in Java, the most important part is how to do things. Okay, see here, I cannot add these things directly into the set. Okay, for that reason, first of all, I have to convert them into a collection. Okay, so here the collection is called a list. So I'm first converting these characters into a list, so the list will contain these characters, and then using that I am feeding them to the set. Okay, which is vowel in this case. Okay, so this is set of character, so remember that part. Okay, so you simply cannot write chr, you have to write whole character, remember that. Okay, now after that, what I'm doing first, what we'll do is, we will go through each of the words, and if the word starts and ends with a vowel, we will mark the value as the one for that particular index. Okay, that's what we are doing. I have shown you the same in Python. And then we'll do the real prefix sum. What is the real prefix sum? It means that for each index, that is, for example, I'm at the ith index, for this you have to do the current index value plus the previous index value. Okay, and that's what I'm doing. Remember, this is plus equal to. Okay, this is not just equal to, it is a plus equal to. That means current value plus previous index value. Okay, as simple as that. After that, we are starting the real calculations. What is that? I'm going through each of the queries. Okay, and then I'm taking the I and J of that. Is I is the L, J is the R. Okay, yeah, this is one, right? The lower limit and the upper limit. So I is the lower limit and J is the upper limit. Okay, then what I'm doing, I'm just checking if I is equal to 0. If it is 0, simply answer of K is equal to prefix sum of J. Okay, if I is not equal to 0, what you have to do? You have to do prefix sum of J minus prefix sum of I minus 1. Okay, remember, if I is 0, we cannot have a I minus 1 for that. Okay, because 0 is the first element, we do not have any elements before that. For that reason, we will just have prefix sum J. But if I is not 0, we have to subtract the answer with prefix sum of I minus 1, and you have to store this in answer of K. After this is done, simply return the answer. So yeah, friend, that was all for this video. I will show, we can give both these solutions in the comment section. Go through them. I felt like this part, if you know, these things will be easier for you, because yeah, when you are dealing with sets and all those things, remember, in Java the most difficult thing is knowing the syntax. If you, that's why I always teach both Python and Java, because see, always remember, in interview the approach matters. If you're stuck with syntax, that is the worst thing that can happen. Okay, if you know the approach, always go for the language in which you're comfortable with. If you are not, if you are good with the approach but you are doubtful with your the syntax of the language, I will always say, be very very strong in one particular language and know the other language as well. But yeah, you have to be strong in anyone. Okay, for that reason, I always teach both Python and Java. Python you should be thorough with, that's what I will say, because it will help you a lot in life. At the same time, Java is something that is currently, I can say that this was at its best some time back, but currently it is declining. Java is declining, but still it is in use in some of the companies, so you should be knowing this also. But again, Python is going to be the future, or any language related to Python. Okay, for example, even the new coming languages, okay, which are newly coming, they are also built on the principles of Python. So yeah, it will be almost similar to Python. Okay, so for that reason, know both of them. Idea here is, you should be able to implement your idea in a very very easy manner. Okay, it should not, you should not be stuck because of the syntax. That is the only thing that I want to tell you. So yeah, friend, that was all for this question. I can give both the solution in the comment section. If you like my efforts, please subscribe to the channel. This really gives us a lot of motivation to continue further. I've uploaded every video for the December daily code challenge. You can go through them. There are some good questions, very very good questions. You can check those videos out. Okay, I've given a very detailed explanation of how to approach those questions in an interview. That's step by step manner, like how to go solution one, let's step one, step two, step three, step four. I've given all the solutions for that. Okay, how to do small optimizations to reach the optimal solution for that. Especially for the DP week, that is, we were getting so many questions on DP topic, the dynamic programming topic. I've given a lot of explanations for that. Please check out those videos also. They will be very informative for you. So yeah, friends, that was all for today. See you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.